You all right?
Amy and I just had our first fight. This trip is the worst.
It got much worse than a rogue poo.
Where's the coach?
Have you got your phone?
No, I left all my stuff on the coach.
Me too.
Okay, it just got a lot worse.
It's getting dark. It's gonna be cold once it's dark. I only got a B in French, so if we find someone to help, how do we know they're actually a kind stranger and not some psychopath? What are we gonna eat? I'm hungry all the time. I'm panicking. Are you panicking?
No, we're not gonna starve to death.
I don't think you're taking this seriously enough. We could die.
We are not gonna die. Someone will drive past, we can use their phone, it's gonna be fine.
My suggestions with this is that when you're very upset and scared, you have some lists about things that you're afraid of. What if we this and that and this and that? And you've heard me talk about lists, right?
Yeah.
Right. That we need, each one of those things are different things that you're afraid of. And so you need to experience them separately. With freezing to death, you can imagine freezing to death, right?
Yeah.
What if we freeze to death?
There's a possibility of a psychopath killing us.
So that's totally different than freezing to death, isn't it?
Yeah.
A psychopath killing us. He could come out with a knife and you just have to imagine each of those things.
Yeah.
What's another one?
Starving.
Starving, like slowly withering away to nothing because you have no food. It's meant to be funny that you're going to all those things, but
Yeah.
you need to take it totally seriously and imagine each one of those deaths that
Right.
you've had to go through. And for you, Ashley, I'm not seeing that you're not at all concerned. You know, you seemed a little bit too relaxed about it, but your intention is to get him to calm down.
Yeah, yeah.
And just being aware through the whole thing of what you both want, that you both want to be with each other.
Yeah.
But it's not really in the cards at this point until he actually tells you what he said, and that has to be pretty much of a shock because you had absolutely no idea, right?
Those things.
So it's pretty loaded, you both talking about each other's involvements, right?
Yeah.
Because when you really want to be with that other person, that person, and they're saying, well, how is it with you? You don't want to say it's not that great because you think they're in a relationship and you don't want to look desperate, or that, you know, there's all that stuff that makes it kind of complicated. So there's got to be a lot of subtext underneath it. You know, you might be thinking, so how's it going? I hope it's going terribly. You know, that there's those those things underneath it, right?
Right. That's true.
Good. Any other places that you would like me to address that you're not sure about?
I need to work a little bit more on what I'm really feeling, what I'm really going through. Like really analyze what Otis is going through and why is he anxious like this.
Well, you know, you are in a foreign country.
Oh yeah, there's that.
You don't speak the language.
Yeah.
You have no phone. I mean,
Yeah.
really, just consider, how would you feel?
Yeah.
If
lost,
you
like,
you
I'm gonna
don't
die.
you don't speak French, do you?
No.
No. So the thing is, put yourself in his shoes.
Okay.
Okay. You want to be cool. That's another reason why you can't just let it go and just be panicked 100%, because you don't want to look like an idiot in front of her. But on the other hand, you're panicked, right?
Yeah.
So you're trying to stay cool, but then you start thinking about all the possibilities of the different deaths you might have. But that's not your objective, to show those things.
Mm-hmm.
Your objective is to try to get her to, you're trying to actually get her to understand how serious this is, because she's not taking it seriously enough. And you're trying to get him to calm down. So basically, you're triggering him to be more hysterical because you refuse to acknowledge that it's a horrible situation. So probably when she starts asking about your relationship, that's where you really feel like you need to get cool. At that point, I think she does make you kind of forget about the situation that you're in.
She
Because
does.
you're not talking about any psychos killing you anymore, right? So now the objective pretty kind of changes, right?
It does.
That you want her to think of you in different terms. You want her to be your girlfriend, and probably you too, right? But you don't want him to think that you like him if he likes somebody else, and vice versa.
Right.
So that's what's keeping you, if two people have the same objective, it just happens.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem in this whole thing, the struggle that is happening because you don't, either one of you want the other one to think that you're desperate for them.
Right.
When or that you like them if they like somebody else, because you'd rather not them think that. So that's what's got to be in your mind in that second section.
Well, my name is Ayrton. I'm from Brazil. I'm 22. I knew that I wanted to act like around 2019, like in the middle. I joined local theater back then. I had some classes, but nothing really specific. And then COVID, and so I really didn't learn anything. We started having classes again, in the middle of this year. And I felt like I wasn't really learning anything. I was like, this is not really helping me in any way. So I went online and searching for a way to learn acting. And I found this sub, and I read the written material, and it made so much sense to me. But one thing is understanding the concept, and other things applying it. And I feel like it's so great to have classes with you, Winnie, because you know it so well, and you see us doing it, and you help us really not only understand the concept, but also do it properly, embody it. And I feel like I'm so blessed to have worked with Ashley in my first round of classes, because she's so great. And I know she's been acting for a long time, and I didn't feel like she was superior to me, because she's not that person. She's really kind, and she really helped me understand other things that I wasn't really getting. I love this community because everyone is so different. I love diversity, and I feel like everyone is so unique. And just when you look at everyone's faces, you can see there's a super rich background behind every single person here, and I love it. And yeah, my first goal was just to feel what it feels to act using this method. But I now I know now what I have to work on specifically. I know what it feels like to act, and my perception of acting was trying to look like what my character wanted to do, rather than just doing it. Now I know that I don't have to look anxious or whatever. I just really need to have those thoughts going, and the faces will come just naturally. I don't have to force them. And yeah,
Good.
and Winnie's this, and I am glad. I'm honored. It's really, really good. It's I don't know, treasure I found online. It's really good.
I'm very thrilled to have you for a student, and that we can reach across all this space here. You're in Brazil and I'm in Los Angeles, and I can help you, and that's just so great. I just love it.
Are you all right?
Amy and I just had our first fight. This trip is the worst.
Can't get much worse than a rogue poo.
Where's the coach?
Have you phone?
No, I left all my stuff on the coach.
Me too.
Okay. It just got a lot worse.
It's getting dark. It's gonna be cold once it's dark. I only got a B in French. So if we find someone to help, how do we know they're actually a kind stranger, not some psychopath? I'm hungry all the time. What are we gonna eat? I'm panicking. Are you panicking?
No, we are not gonna starve to death.
I don't think you're taking this seriously enough. We could die, okay?
We're not gonna die. Someone will drive past. We can use our phone. It's gonna be fine.
We should hitchhike or just walk to a nearby town.
I think we should stay here.
Okay, this is bad. This is very bad. Okay, how do you say help in French?
How do I say help?
Aidez! Je suis aide! Why are you laughing?
Sorry, you're just funny when you're stressed.
Well, you're not helping. Je suis aide!
Why did you and Ruby break up?
I didn't like her as much as she liked me. It's true. I know. What about you? How's it going with that Isaac guy?
That Isaac guy. Yeah, things are good. I like him. I know you left me a voicemail.
Can we not talk about that? It's embarrassing enough you've ignored me for months. Or pretend it didn't happen.
I never got it. Isaac deleted it.
What do you mean deleted?
He was trying to protect me, apparently. He fucked up. It's a whole thing.
So, you never heard it?
Nope.
How long have you known?
I don't know. Couple weeks?
Couple weeks and you didn't say anything.
No. You acted like a complete dick to me last term. You don't get let off the hook because you call up once and say I'm sorry.
That's exactly how apologies work, mate. He shouldn't have deleted it.
No, he shouldn't have, but he did. And now here we are. What did it say?
The voicemail? Doesn't matter. It was ages ago.
Matters to me.
It was something like, "Hi, Maeve. I'm watching you on TV right now. And I wanted to let you know how proud I am of you. And about how you saying you had feelings for me was all I ever wanted to hear. Because it's always been you. I love you." Anyway, it was stupid.
Did you mean it? Did you mean it?
Of course I meant it.
I can't do this.
Okay, I understand, but I don't want to lose you again.
I'm confused. This is confusing me.
Brother Daniel. We're such old friends. So much time. things go up, things go down, but at least the Lord is always around. We've seen ups and downs, haven't we?
Are things down right now, Eli?
No. I'm asking if you'd like to have business with the Church of the Third Revelation in developing this lease on young Bandy's 1,000-acre tract. I'm offering you to drill on one of the great undeveloped fields of Little Boston.
I'd be happy to work with you.
You would? Yes, of course. Wonderful.
But there's one condition for this work.
All right.
I'd like you to tell me that you're a false prophet. I'd like you to tell me you are and have been a false prophet, and that God is a superstition.
You are a preacher, and there's a certain cadence to the way preachers talk, and this beginning part, you're in preacher mode. The Lord, you need to watch some preachers, some of those preachers. So, and I don't want you to copy his performance. You are charismatic. You're a charismatic preacher. Okay. So you're either that or you're a blubbering, crying baby, begging. So that's a pretty big challenge, isn't it? You're desperate. You are desperate to get money. And you start, God does these terrible things to me. It's awful. It's awful what God is doing to me, right? I don't understand what God's doing. So you've got to help me. You've got to help me. You've got to try to get it from him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So lots to work.
Yeah, lots to work on, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
But good. Now, Michael, remember that whenever you're doing your crazy stuff, that it has to be for a purpose. You can't just try to be crazy to try to be crazy, right? And so when you did the whole straw and all that, remember, it's to him. I'm going to get a straw over and drink your milkshake. And that's what I did. Okay. It's to you. There has to be that focus of going after him with what you're saying. You're not just trying, your character's not trying to be weird. Your character's not trying to be like a monster. He is a monster. Okay. So what he's doing is he's a monster who's trying to scare this boy, not just to be a monster scaring the world. Okay. Okay. So you know what I mean, right? You need to focus in on him,
right? Focus
in on him and get him, because and there has to be a glee in it. It's mean and horrible, but it's also really fun. Okay. I got you. You are Satan dancing on his grave, okay? You just love that he's blubbering and crying. You say, stop that crying, but you love that he's crying, right?
Yeah. Got it.
And be careful, Michael, because I know I've told you this before about leaning in
backwards.
Back. Yeah, and you did that on almost every line. Because what you're doing is taking vacations between your lines while he talks. And then you lean in to say your line, and then you sit back and wait for him. But that's not, you got to keep, and remember, the ends of your sentences have to go into him. They grow, right? Yeah. And so you need to be thinking afterwards. Oh, you think so? Oh, look at you crying. You've got to be thinking your thoughts all while he's talking. And this is something you've never done before, because we've only worked on monologues. So this is why I wanted you to take classes, because it gives you an opportunity to keep the thoughts rolling even when you're not speaking. And thoughts are exactly like talking. They're just not out loud. They happen in your mind. And so you keep talking and you keep talking and you keep talking until you have to say something. Here is Michael Anthony Chavez, and it is his very first scene study class. He's had a few private lessons with me. introduce yourself, Michael.
Hey all, I'm Michael Anthony Chavez. This is obviously my first class with Winnie, so I am a newbie, which is pretty cool. I am a ER nurse. Uh, I've always had a passion for acting ever since I was a little baby. From watching the greats like Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, all of them, just mimicking whatever they do.
So, you went from thinking that acting was mimicking actors to
Yeah.
something very, very different, right? Michael came to me really not knowing anything. And it was actually an agent who liked his work that sent him to me. She happened to be a friend of mine. And she really wants to work with him, but said, hey, go see Winnie and you'll be more ready. So we're making him ready, and he's getting there. So I'm excited about what's happening with Michael. And you can't have a more enthusiastic person than Michael. He really loves doing what we're doing. And I'm excited for him today because it'll be his very first time to perform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother Daniel. We're such old friends. So much time. Things go up and things go down, but at least the Lord is always around. We've seen ups and downs, haven't we?
Are things down right now, Eli?
No. Daniel, I'm asking if you'd like to have business with the Church of the Third Revelation in developing this lease on young Bandy's 1,000-acre tract. I'm offering you to drill on one of the great undeveloped fields of Little Boston.
I'd be happy to work with you.
You would? Yes, of course. Wonderful.
But there's one condition for this work.
All right.
I'd like for you to tell me that you're a false prophet. I'd like for you to tell me that you have and always been a false prophet, that God is a superstition.
But that's a lie. It's a lie. I cannot say this. When can we begin to drill?
Very soon.
And how long will it take him to bring the wells?
Shouldn't take long.
I would like $100,000 signing bonus, plus the 5 that is owed to me, with interest.
That's only fair.
I am a false prophet, and God is a superstition. If that's what you believe, then I will say it.
Say it like it's your sermon.
Daniel.
Say it like you mean it. Don't smile.
This is foolish. I am a false prophet, and God is a superstition. Is that fine?
Why don't you stand up?
I am a false prophet, and God is a superstition.
Eli, stop. Just imagine. This is your church, and you're in front of a full congregation. Go.
I am a false prophet, and God is a superstition.
Say it again.
I am a false prophet, and God is a superstition.
Those areas have been drilled.
What?
Those areas have been drilled.
No, they haven't.
It's all drainage, Eli. See, I own everything around it. So of course, I get what's underneath it.
But there are no derricks there. This is the bandy tract. Do you understand?
Do you understand, Eli? That's more the point. Do you understand? I drink your water. I drink it up. Every day, I drink the blood of the lamb for bandage tract.
I've sinned. I need help. I'm a sinner. I've let the devil grab hold of me in ways that I never imagined. I'm so full of
Lord
sin.
sometimes challenges us, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
If I could grab hold of the Lord's hand for help, I would, but he does these things all the time, these mysteries that he presents himself with while we wait for his word.
Because you're not the chosen brother, Eli. It was Paul who was chosen. He found me, he told me about it, took it out of the ground. You're just a fool.
Why are you talking about Paul?
I did what your brother couldn't. I broke you and I beat you. It was Paul who told me about you. He's prophet. He's a smart one. He found me. I took it out of the ground. Stop your crying, you sniveling ass. Stop your nonsense. You're just an afterbreath, Eli. Slithered out of his mother's filth. Where were you when Paul was suckling at his mother's teat, huh? Where were you? Who was taking care of you, poor Eli, one of Bandy's sows?
Please, Daniel, if you just take this lease on the church, the church would be able to thrive again. Please, Daniel.
You lose. Drainage, Eli. Drain dry, you boy. You have a milkshake, and I have a milkshake, and I have a straw. My straw reaches across the room, right in front of you. I drink your milkshake.
Don't bully me, Daniel. Help me, please. My faith has been lost, and I need a new way. Please, Daniel, I ask for your help, please.
Did you think that your song and dance and your superstition could help save you, Eli? I am the third revelation. I am who the Lord has chosen because I am fucking smarter than you.